Good evening, fellow Pactkeepers.
Welcome to our video detailing the best magic items for all of you occult users. With these powers, you can strengthen your Warlock bond and become the most powerful Eldritch users amongst your party.
Let us commune together and check the most powerful magic items.
Join us.
Greetings, adventurers. My name is Nirvana, the Grunge, Warlock.
And I am Varant, Whisperer.
Today, we're going to look at those 15 magic items that you can use for your campaign to become the most magnificent, the most cunning, the most powerful Warlock. Beginning first with a favorite, the Rod of the Pactkeeper. +1, +2, +3. With this rod, you get +1 bonus to your attack rolls and saving throws of all your Warlock spells. This is pretty powerful, I'd say, even though it's kind of just a almost typical, prototypical Warlock magic item.
It's an incredible magic item, and if you can convince your DM to allow you to fuse a Rod of the Pactkeeper into a weapon or into another magic item that you're carrying for flavor, I think that it adds a lot more to the general vibe of this item.
Yeah.
We certainly did that for our Avernus campaign, where I had my Rod of the Pactkeeper was absorbed into my sword, and it's truly incredible. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, on top of that, as you know, Warlocks do have limited spell slots, so one thing you can do with this, on top of getting the extra +1 to attack rolls, which is great for your Eldritch Blast and all the powerful Warlock spells, is you can regain 1 Warlock spell slot as an action when you hold it. So on top of getting your short rest spells back, you can do this as well for an extra spell slot. So you almost get 3 or even 4 at higher levels.
Yeah, it's a truly, there's a reason that it's a fan favorite. It's because it absolutely stands the test of time.
Yeah, especially if you get like a +3, it's almost having a +3 weapon on your Warlock, but for spells, which not all classes get. So yeah, I'd probably rate this as especially with the regain the spell slot, probably a B+, maybe A-.
Oh, this is A tier for me.
You give it A tier?
This is my A tier.
Okay, yeah, I think maybe a quintessential Warlock item to have. So look out for the Rod of the Pactkeeper to make your Warlock game +1 or 3. All right, next one. This is unique. So this is the Cauldron of Rebirth we'll be looking at here. So it has a few different versatile manipulations you can do with it. So the first one is you can use it as spellcasting focus and for scrying. But so what happens with this? On a long rest, you can use it to create a potion of greater healing. So automatically, right, you're kind of getting a free spell slot, right? In this case, healing, right? So you can just pop this as a action or bonus action, depending on what you do in your game, and get some healing, right, on top of all your damage dealing capabilities. In addition, you can this is interesting. You can put a corpse in there, a humanoid, somebody that's maybe a party member that's been deceased, right? And put some salt in there, and you can use the Raise Dead spell on them.
It's powerful and it's flavorful. I don't know about the logistics of carrying around this cauldron with you. However, as a Warlock, I think the flavor alone, just of a Warlock, at his short or long rest, pulling out a cauldron and doing some wicked magic over it is very, very in tune.
Yeah, very flavorful.
Very attuned. No.
So it is powerful. I mean, you get every single time in long rest a potion of greater healing. You can use it as a backup kind of raise the dead spell, resurrection spell. It is very rare, so you might not encounter it very often. But when you do, I think it's a great flavor, has some powerful effects. It doesn't help you all the time, so it's a little more, I think, limited in scope.
Niche. I would still put it in probably C for me.
That's exactly what I was thinking, C+. All right, so Cauldron of Rebirth. Next, let's move on to the Dark Shard Amulet. This already sounds cool for Warlocks.
I absolutely love this magic item.
What's it do? Tell us.
It's an amulet fashioned from the single shard of a resilient extraplanar material originating from the realm of your Warlock patron.
Right.
While you are wearing it, you gain the following benefits. You can use the amulet as a spellcasting focus for your Warlock spells. Hell yes. You can Try to cast a cantrip that you don't know using this amulet. The cantrip must be on the Warlock spell list, and you must make a DC 10 Intelligence Arcana check. If the check succeeds, you can cast the spell. If the check fails, so does the spell, and the action used to cast the spell is wasted. In either case, you can't use this property again until you finish a long rest. I love this flavor. I think that it really... I love things that bring chaos and possibility into campaigns. And that's why I think this is such a great item. One, it can be your spellcasting focus. There's no underestimating just that. But the ability to potentially cast any cantrip on the Warlock spell list is truly phenomenal.
Yeah, and you only get so many cantrips known as a Warlock.
Yes,
you know?
correct.
So this is going to increase your diversity of spells, which are limited as a Warlock, so that's always great. And so, but in addition to that, the spellcasting focus, so I still think it's not extremely powerful, but it is a common item, so it's likely you can get it pretty often.
No, it's not high tier by any means, but I think that the possibilities that it carries are certainly worth noting. Okay. So I would put this probably like a low B for me.
Really? I'd give it like a C minus, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on now to Elven Chain. You can wear this armor even if you don't have medium armor proficiency. So what's good about this, unless you're a Hexplate Warlock, it gets medium armor proficiency.
Yeah, that's why you knew I was going to go right to the Hexplate Warlock.
If you're a Hexplate Warlock, you don't necessarily need this, although
Not
it is +1 armor. But if you're any other Warlock doesn't get medium armor proficiency, and you don't want to waste a feat on getting medium armor, you can have this and don't need to have like full decks, right? Or have like studded leather or whatever it is. I think in that case, a Hexplate Warlock is going to love this Elven Chain. Good AC, very sturdy. You can wear it no matter what. I would give this, but it doesn't do too much aside from that.
C minus for me.
C minus, yeah. C minus,
D plus, maybe.
All right. Yeah, if you're a Hexblade, D plus or worse.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on then, we have Eyes of Charming. So these are kind of like lenses, like glasses, let's say. They have 3 charges, and you can use those charges to cast Charm Person. So, what do you think about that? It's a free spell.
Yeah, but there are just so many other options with... Don't Warlocks get Charm Person as a spell?
They can, but think about this as like a free way to use your already high charisma as a Warlock.
Yeah, no.
To get effect to kind of do some face of the partying.
I don't like the flavor. This doesn't seem particularly Warlock focused to me. I mean, I think it definitely has potential whenever you can increase your spell slots. There are a lot of ways to get free spell things through your invocations, through magic items, etc. But Charm Person, personally, I feel like flavor-wise, it's something that you can do. You can require a roll for it anyways. So I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, just kind of be a charming.
Be charming.
Be a dark, charming Warlock,
which encourages
use the blessing.
Play.
Of your patron to win them over, or some of your other cunning or spells. So, if you really, really want to be the face of the party and you have the option to get this, it's just an uncommon magic item, so chances are you can get it pretty easily.
This is a D or an F for me.
I agree. I agree for that. Yeah, for Warlocks in particular, overall, much agreed. So, moving on then, Hunter's Coat. So this is interesting. It is light armor, right? Okay. So maybe not for Hexblade Warlocks or the Warlocks that can get medium armor.
Yeah, but there are plenty of people. You don't just have to play a Hexblade Warlock, obviously.
Oh, really? Okay, even though it is fantastic. And you'll see,
Warlock.
we will be doing a subclass breakdown, so get ready for that. What's cool about this is you can always do extra damage. Just a way to front load, make your Eldritch Blast like an extra, it's an extra D10 necrotic damage, right?
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so you're just firing off Eldritch Blast for like an extra D10, so you're like 2D10 or 3D10 or 4D10, whatever.
And it's necrotic damage, which is very flavorful. Obviously, you could have a Warlock that specializes in any kind of damage or a multitude thereof, but I like the flavor of the necrotic.
So flavor plus some extra damage, you can just,
plus this is...
Oh, plus it's armor, built-in armor with +1 AC. Wow, there's a lot of upsides for just being leather armor. So I give this probably like a C+, maybe even a B-.
I was going to give it a B-.
Yeah okay. Hunter's Coat, get it for your Warlock, and bust out those Eldritch Blasts for big damage.
100%.
All right, this one, Illusionist Braces, this is fantastic for many spellcasters, but I think Warlock in particular because Eldritch Blast is so potent and it's part of their native kit. So with these, all right, what happens? You can, when you cast a cantrip, probably Eldritch Blast or similar, you can use a bonus action the same turn to cast that cantrip a second time. So how amazing is
Oh,
that? You don't
yeah.
even need to dip, sorcerer to get some sorcery points to quicken. You already have, boom, Eldritch Blast,
Yes.
boom, Eldritch Blast. Again, every turn, double Eldritch Blast. And once you're looking at like your level 11 or level 17, you're firing off like 3 or 4 Eldritch Blasts like per blast. You're looking like
It's just fantastic. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, you're just beating your machine gun Eldritch Blast. What do you think?
I think this is A+, maybe even S tier.
Ooh, yeah.
And I mean, the ability to use it not just offensively, but also to use it in a more flavorful context where you can basically be getting closer and closer to the extent of a major illusion with minor illusion, because you can cast, you can double up those castings. So, I mean, being able to have one illusion, I have always found is very limiting. That's why it's a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
If you cast a cantrip minor illusion and you can have 2 illusions that are essentially interacting with each other, I mean, that's wild.
Yeah,
So
and if you couple this with some of the other ones we've seen,
Yes.
I think the Dark Shard Amulet, where you get other cantrips even, you can start making like this whole like
Yes.
conglomeration of awesome cantrip. Even just the doubling the damage cantrip, A+, S, on top of all the creative ways you can use this.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right, moving on. Ring of Shooting Stars. Okay, this has 6 charges, so think about this as like extra spell slots for your Warlock.
Yes.
You can use it to either Fairy Fire, is for a single charge.
Mm-hmm.
You can use this to ball lightning, and what this lets you do is you can decide how many balls you want, and you can make them more or less powerful, but also spread them out for more damage, either more like a focus damage or spread up AOE damage in that case. Or you can expend 3 of the charges, and there's 6, remember, to just do a 5d4 fire damage mode of light. So it like shoots out like a 60 foot from 60 feet from you. So in a 15-foot cube. So it's got a lot of versatility. It's going to help you save your spell slots and use them for maybe things out of combat.
Yeah, I think this is a great item. This is definitely getting a B+, maybe low A for me. I think that it has a lot of versatility, a lot of flavor options. Whenever you can manipulate light or electricity or fire in the game of D&D, I think that there's just so much, not only flavor, but obviously you can just ignite things. And if you have a DM who's good with creating an environment or going with the flow and allowing there to be things around you to take advantage of that, the possibilities are just endless. So.
Yeah, in addition, I mean, look at these awesome, you get a lot of versatility, right?
Yes.
So you're not just limited to your 2 spell slots, you can do all these cool things on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think
really
the
like
damage is potent, especially if you're going with some kind of flavor from a patron, if you're like Fiend, right? And kind of like fires your focus, or lightning, whatever that may be. These are very cool thematically as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is it's very rare, not even legendary. It does a ton of things.
Yeah.
A+ for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Ring of Shooting Stars. Moving on, and here we go. Ring of Spell Storing. All right. So you know what this does, right? You can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. Okay, and they sometimes come with it. It might be empty, but if not, you can store it up. So what do you think about having free spells stored as a warlock?
Well, let's see here. Warlocks are kind of the really incredibly busted magic users. You can do all kinds of crazy things. The only thing holding them back is that they don't have a lot of spell slots. So you give a warlock a bunch of spell slots or the ability to store spell slots, and I just pretty much think that you can't beat them.
Overpowered, yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah, I mean, A+.
And you regen your spells on a short rest. You can just take a short rest, boom, 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 shore it up, and then just take another short rest, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, this is God tier. This is S tier.
This is
for
fantastic.
I mean,
you think S tier?
Yeah,
wow,
I mean,
yeah.
you can if you can store 5 spells.
Up to 5 levels worth of spells.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild.
It's going to really help you boost everything you can do about Warlock. Just better.
100%.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. S. Let's do it. S it is. All right. Robe of the Archmagi. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, maybe this doesn't include Hexplate Warlocks,
yes.
but because you get automatically kind of like a mage armor class of 15 plus your dex modifier, even if you're not wearing armor. You advantage on saving throws against spells, which is awesome, really, no matter who you are. And your spell save DC and spell attack bonus increase by 2. So it's almost like a Rod of the Pactkeeper, although in a legendary item. So you're not going to find this very often. When you do, it's relatively potent, I'd say.
I mean, this is another fan favorite. It can really, obviously, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards are going to be using this. If you can get it, if your DM's going to allow you to have it, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah. But maybe you want to give it to like your wizard, maybe who can't even wear any, has stuff with like less and less armor than maybe like a.
Yeah, but you might not have a wizard in every campaign.
That's
true. I think that the advantage on saving throws against other spells and magical effects is. I mean, that's just that's nutty.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible. There's a reason it's legendary. This also gets an A+, probably S for me. I mean, there's a reason that this is so sought after by all Magic users, and the Warlock's no different. And
it's going to increase your spell attack. I mean,
100%.
Yeah, +2. I mean, so good.
Yeah.
You're going to find like the Rod of the Pactkeeper, I think, more often. And that's great because it substitutes kind of some of these effects.
For sure.
But overall, this is, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, if you get this, you're going to end up ditching your Rod of the Pactkeeper. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next is Rod of Absorption. So, okay. What happens here is as you get attacked by a spell and you have this rod, right? You can absorb it. You don't absorb the spell, but you absorb the spell's energy, right? Based on like what level of spell is being cast. So you can absorb up to 50 levels of energy. So you get hit, by a 5th level spell, that's 5 points of energy. Then you can take that energy and it's stored, and you can now use that as in place of your spell slots, right? So in this case, you're kind of
making warlocks more busted.
Yeah, making warlocks even more busted.
Yeah.
So, and a cool combo actually is like you can take the Robe of Absorption with this Ring of Spell Storing and kind of like transfer the energy around and just have a bunch of So this is very rare. So maybe you won't find it that often. When you do, again, this for warlocks as opposed to maybe any other spellcaster is just gonna exceed expectations.
Up to just high levels of play.
I think A minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
A minimum.
All right. Next, move on to Staff of Power, another very rare, but very good magic item. This has a bunch of stuff, all right? So it's a staff, first of all, but you're getting +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and bonus to ACs. On top of that, you get a whole bunch of different spell effects. I mean, we can't even go through these because it's just incredible.
Yeah.
So
look it up. Look up the specifics of what this does.
Code of Cold,
we can make a whole video on
just
this item.
In addition, you can use it to attack. You can use it as a melee. So it kind of covers everything, especially as like a Hexblade. It's great. So
you can make it your. If you use Hexblade
pact
and
weapon,
pact weapon, it can be your pact weapon.
I just S. I mean, there's no.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, especially
100%.
especially with being able to attack, which Warlock also does better than the other casters.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Moving on to Tome of Leadership and Influence. So this one just straight up, I think John has this.
John does.
Straight up, just +2, not +2, but adds 2 permanent points to your charisma score. So, and it goes past 20.
Yes. I mean, I think that it's obviously incredibly powerful, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But in comparison to some of the other items that we're looking at in terms of flavor, I would give this a B.
True.
Just because it does one thing. Like, it's very good. And it does that one thing very well.
Yeah, it does.
But it's one thing. And most of these items have multiple effects going on. So
true. And it's also very rare. The other ones are very rare, but this is kind of a little less powerful in the sense that it doesn't use much overall.
Its rarity and how hard it's going to be to find it versus some of the other ones.
That's true. And then, I mean, you're getting, extra +1 to hit, +1 to damage, which is fine. Over time, it'll add up. But
obviously.
Still, BB-.
Yeah.
In agreement. Okay, next. Voyager Staff. So it's a +1 staff. When using it has 10 charges, and again, more free spells for Warlock. These are spells a little more defensive, right? Like Teleport, Blink, things like Misty Step. So you can use it as a weapon, kind of. It's not, I think, as powerful as the other very rare staffs we've seen. Again, and you want to be kind of more offensively leaning, usually as Warlock. So I think it's free spells.
It's a C for me.
Yeah,
it's
C+.
just middle of the ground.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider its rarity, it's a C.
That's true. Okay. All right. So Wand of Fireball. So just another wand, and it gives you a bunch of free fireballs. What do you think?
Warlocks getting fireballs equals fun!
Oh yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Warlock in the kit, unless you get higher level, you do lack a lot of area effect options.
Yeah, the first...
You don't get Fireball natively.
You do not get it natively.
Yeah.
I believe you get it if you choose the...
Fiend, maybe?
Fiend.
A couple others.
Yes, subclass.
Yeah.
I think that's the main one. The biggest thing about this is that there is an equivalent spell to Fireball that Warlocks get. Well, Fireball's a 3rd level spell, and that spell is a 5th level spell, and I cannot remember the name.
Not Hypnotic Pattern. It's the one that does psychic damage or whatever.
Yes, it's insane, and it's better than Fireball.
Yeah, leave it. Leave it.
But it's a 5th level spell, and it's essentially the same amount of. It's very similar in damage. So I mean, Yeah, I mean, if you want to have fireballs, I mean, then yeah.
Fireball! You can be that wizard, right? They didn't ask how big the room was. They said, "Can I cast fireball?"
Absolutely.
Right? So yeah, good way to get area effect damage on your warlock easily. Contribute in that way. So yeah, I'd probably give this like a B minus.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, and finally we have a bonus one, number 16, because we always give bonuses here to our patrons. All right, so finally we got wing boots. So this lets you fly for up to 4 hours, and you can use it in combat, 30 feet, your regular kind of movement, typical movement, 6 blocks. And so I think what I like about this is that while it's not inherently very powerful, as warlock, especially if you're not a melee warlock and you're a warlock that wants to like blast spells
and zip out of there.
Yeah, or just you're in the air firing your 8 Eldritch blasts with your illusionist bracelets.
As we know, flying breaks D&D.
Yeah.
So I mean, need I say more? It just period. Flying breaks D&D.
Yeah.
So I think B.
I think a B is good for this. If you get it, you're gonna love it. So
yeah, and depending on in the hands of the right person, you could absolutely make this a staple of your character. And
ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah, 100%. That'd be really cool. Okay, well, this has been our look at the top 16 Warlock magic items, rating them for your campaign. If you find them, if you like them, thank you very much, all you Warlock Pactkeepers, for watching this video.
Yes, thank you so much. Please let us know what you think in the comments down below. Which of these would you rank any of these differently than we'd have? Are there any that we missed? Just drop us a comment. We make sure to respond to all of them. And,
yeah, we want to, and the community wants to see like other ideas, other items. Yeah,
absolutely.
get it in there and share it. We all, big awesome D&D community and Warlock lovers.
We will see you next time.
Bye bye.